Jason Miller stared at the exam paper in front of him, hands trembling. Another F marked boldly in red ink stared back, mocking him silently. He had failed again. Not once, not twice, but every exam this semester. Each failure felt heavier than the last, like a weight pressing down on his chest, suffocating his confidence. At home, the atmosphere was no better. His parents' whispers behind closed doors, the sighs of disappointment, the occasional harsh words from his older siblings who excelled effortlessly. All of it added up. "You're useless, Jason. When will you ever get it together?" his father muttered one night, not even looking up from the newspaper. His mother shook her head in quiet frustration. Even his friends had started to distance themselves, subtly leaving him out of study groups and activities, labeling him the kid who could never succeed. Jason wanted to scream, to cry, to give up entirely. But something deep inside refused. He had been branded a failure by everyone who mattered, yet he knew he had to prove one thing. Success wasn't measured by the grades on a paper. It was measured by what you could create, the skills you could master, and the life you could build with your own hands. Late at night, after everyone else had gone to bed, Jason sat at his small desk, staring at a cracked laptop screen. He had discovered a world that nobody else in his life seemed to notice: the internet. Tutorials, coding lessons, design courses, online communities, everything he needed to quietly build a skill set that could one day change his life. Nobody knew what he was doing. Nobody believed in him. And that was exactly the advantage he needed. Because while the world saw failure, Jason was about to embark on a secret journey. One that would turn every doubt, every insult, and every red mark into fuel for an unimaginable transformation. And the best part? Everyone around him would continue to underestimate him, until the moment they could no longer ignore what he had built. Jason Miller was 17, tall but lanky, with messy brown hair that always seemed to fall into his eyes. He had a quiet, introspective personality, the kind that drew little attention in crowded classrooms, yet harbored a mind constantly searching for answers in his own way. He loved learning, but traditional school and rigid exams never reflected his strengths. While his peers memorized formulas and dates, Jason's curiosity was practical. He wanted to create, build, and solve problems, not just pass tests. At home, life was tense. His father, a strict accountant, valued results above effort. "Grades are everything," he often said, shaking his head at Jason's report cards. His mother tried to mediate, but often ended up frustrated herself. His older siblings, Chloe and Ethan, were the golden children. Straight-A students, talented athletes, socially admired. Comparisons were constant, and Jason felt like a shadow in his own family. School wasn't any easier. Teachers labeled him lazy or inattentive. Classmates whispered, "He'll never make it anywhere." Group projects left him sidelined, and invitations to social events dwindled. Even the guidance counselor shrugged when Jason expressed interest in creative fields outside standard academics. Yet, beneath the surface, Jason was quietly resilient. He spent hours after school tinkering with computers, learning basic coding, watching tutorials, and experimenting with small online projects. While others went to parties or played video games, he immersed himself in skill building, almost invisible to the world. His personality was marked by persistence, humility, and a quiet stubbornness. He didn't brag, he didn't complain, he simply worked in silence. Even his closest friend, Liam, only occasionally glimpsed Jason's late-night grind. "You're crazy, man, why not just chill?" Liam had said once, baffled at Jason's obsession with online courses. Jason's dreams were modest, yet ambitious. He wanted financial independence, mastery of a valuable skill, and the ability to prove to himself, and eventually his family, that he was not worthless. The world saw a failing student, but Jason saw potential hidden behind every mistake. And though the family's constant disappointment weighed on him, it also became the fuel for a secret fire. A fire that would soon turn every "you'll never make it" into a story of unstoppable success, a transformation nobody saw coming. Jason's life felt like an endless cycle of failure and disappointment. Each morning began with dread. Another day at school, another chance to fall short. Teachers who once encouraged him had given up. Friends who once laughed with him now whispered behind his back. At home, the atmosphere was heavy with judgment. Another F? Jason, how hard are you even trying? His father barked one morning, shoving the latest report card onto the kitchen table. His older siblings, Chloe and Ethan, exchanged a glance, barely hiding their amusement. Even his mother sighed, glancing away, unsure whether to scold or comfort. Jason felt small, invisible, and utterly incapable. School hallways were no sanctuary. Classmates snickered when he entered late. Teachers muttered under their breath about wasting time, and group projects became a stage for humiliation. Every failure added a new scar to his confidence. He began to withdraw, staying silent in class, avoiding eye contact, and retreating into his own world. Loneliness became his constant companion. At night, the crushing weight of the day followed him home. The small desk in his bedroom was covered with textbooks, failed worksheets, and scribbled notes, reminders of repeated mistakes. Jason often sat there staring at the wall, asking himself why he could never meet expectations. Doubts clawed at him relentlessly. Am I truly worthless? Will I ever be enough? Yet, in the midst of despair, Jason found a sliver of solace online. Late at night, he discovered a world where effort mattered more than grades. Coding tutorials, design courses, online entrepreneurship forums. While the world labeled him a failure, here he could create, learn, and grow in silence. His parents and peers never saw him burning the midnight oil, teaching himself skills they deemed irrelevant. He spent hours building small projects, experimenting with freelance opportunities, and learning how to generate income online. Every failed exam became fuel. Every whispered insult a reminder of what he could one day prove. The crushing start was more than just failing school. It was the emotional burden of feeling unseen, undervalued, and trapped. Every misstep, every harsh word, every smirk from a classmate reinforced the weight pressing down on him. And yet, despite the humiliation and loneliness, a quiet determination began to stir. Jason realized something critical. While everyone else saw failure, he alone could control what he built from it. The boy everyone called useless was about to embark on a journey that would transform him completely, in a way nobody would ever expect. Jason's world had been a steady grind of silent effort and mounting pressure, but even the strongest resolve can be tested. The breaking point came one cold winter morning when he received a text from his mother. "We can't keep covering your mistakes. You're wasting your life. Maybe it's time to accept that school isn't for you." Those words cut deeper than any failing grade ever could. At that moment, Jason felt every ounce of his worth vanish. His parents, the people who were supposed to support him, had labeled him hopeless. Chloe and Ethan had long stopped hiding their disdain. Even friends at school had begun to mock him subtly, leaving him isolated. It wasn't just the judgment, it was the betrayal. Every sleepless night, every exam he studied for, every effort he made to improve himself seemed meaningless. The weight of disappointment pressed on him so heavily that he could barely breathe. A week later, a local school competition arrived, something small, something that could have been a spark of recognition. Jason entered, hoping for a chance to prove himself. But even this opportunity turned into humiliation. A classmate, whom he had trusted as a friend, openly mocked his failure during the presentation. Laughter echoed through the room, teachers barely hiding their impatience. Jason left the stage with tears in his eyes, crushed, humiliated, and feeling utterly invisible. That night, alone in his small bedroom, he stared at his failed exams stacked on the desk. The room was quiet except for the soft hum of his laptop. He wanted to scream, to run away, to give up entirely. Doubt swirled. Why bother? I'll never be enough. Maybe they're right. Even his small victories, the online courses and secret projects he worked on late at night, felt insignificant in the face of such constant rejection. The emotional collapse was almost complete. He had reached a point where the world seemed determined to convince him he had no worth. But amid the darkness, something flickered, a tiny ember of defiance. Jason realized that if nobody believed in him, he would have to believe in himself. That crushing moment, this ultimate breaking point, became the catalyst. Because the boy everyone called a failure wasn't finished. Not yet, he decided silently. that he would prove it, not for anyone else's approval, not even for recognition, but for himself. And in that quiet resolve, the seeds of his secret transformation were planted. After the crushing breaking point, Jason retreated into silence. While the world believed he was wasting his time, he began working relentlessly on himself. Every night, after his family slept, he fired up his laptop and dove into coding tutorials, graphic design lessons, and online business courses. The hours blurred together, late nights fueled by instant noodles and sheer determination. He took freelance jobs in secret, small web design projects, data entry, and even helping local businesses set up online stores. Every tiny payment felt like a victory. Every completed project was proof that he could achieve something nobody had expected. Failure didn't disappear. Some freelance clients ignored him, projects failed, and coding errors sometimes ruined days of work. But Jason embraced every setback as a lesson. He learned to adapt, to stay calm under pressure, and to manage resources with meticulous care. Each failure became fuel, sharpening his skills, resilience, and confidence. Years of quiet grind transformed him. His coding skills turned into web development contracts. His understanding of e-commerce turned into small online shops generating steady revenue. Slowly, he became a master at turning limited resources into opportunities. All this while his family and peers still assumed he was drifting aimlessly, wasting his life. Jason didn't seek recognition. He cut off distractions, avoided toxic influences, and focused entirely on building something meaningful. He developed a network online, connecting with mentors who never judged him by his past failures. Every sleepless night, every moment of hunger, every lonely hour contributed to a skill set that could one day change everything. One evening, while browsing business updates, Jason stumbled upon a company announcement. The startup his older sibling Ethan had invested in was struggling financially. They were on the verge of bankruptcy, threatening Ethan's reputation and investments. A surge of both fear and opportunity surged through Jason. This was personal now, intertwined with family pride and secret ambitions. He realized he had built the skills and financial knowledge to intervene. But if he stepped in openly, the world would know he had succeeded, a secret he wanted to preserve a little longer, to fully prove his silent journey. Jason began making strategic investments, anonymously acquiring shares and advising the failing startup online. He worked tirelessly to stabilize the business, optimizing operations, restructuring finances, and mentoring the junior staff through email and private channels. Every day tested him. Unexpected setbacks, financial losses, and moments where giving up seemed easier. Yet the memory of endless ridicule, family disappointment, and public failure pushed him forward. Small victories fueled him. First, the startup began meeting deadlines. Then profits slowly returned, and team morale improved. Jason remained invisible, his influence hidden but undeniable. The boy everyone thought would fail was climbing silently, mastering not just technical skills, but the art of resilience, patience, and strategy. Months later, the startup's board called a surprise meeting to announce a major shareholders takeover. Employees gasped when Jason, now fully confident and professional in attire, revealed himself as the anonymous investor who saved the company. Chloe and Ethan, present in the room, stared in disbelief. You did all this?" Ethan stammered. Jason smiled softly. "All those years, nobody believed in me. I just believed in myself." The employees cheered. The company stabilized. But the true victory wasn't the financial success. It was the emotional reckoning. His family, once disappointed, now understood the depth of his resilience and silent sacrifice. Jason didn't seek revenge or gloat. He mentored his sibling and colleagues with humility, showing that persistence, quiet effort, and self-belief mattered far more than instant recognition. The boy they once ignored had become the man they couldn't overlook. Success rarely arrives in applause or recognition. Often, it is built in silence, through nights of effort, failures, and unseen struggle. Jason's journey teaches us that failure is not the end. It's the foundation for growth. Those who endure loneliness, ridicule, and doubt, yet continue to work quietly, develop a strength others can never take away. True achievement isn't about proving the world wrong. It's about proving to yourself that your worth is measured by dedication, resilience, and the courage to keep going, even when nobody is watching. Because the boy who failed every exam became the man everyone would one day admire, not for grades, but for the life he built in secret.